good. Shooting, I'm going to the 5th fret, but that's another G, so I'm just playing one note, 3 different Gs. So that's just one chord. It's nothing. As my friend Catfish Keith from Iowa says, you can't play a song with one chord. It's a good chord. Gets a bit Jack Nicholson. This is years on the dope, I think, but he's off it now. So yeah, I mean, you can use the same principle when you're playing regular guitar. The cool thing about they would say, put your guitar in a note and tuning. Don't make life difficult for yourself. I'll demonstrate a little bit on the 6-string guitar about playing sliding and note and tuning. A little bit of history about these things. This is I've been playing guitar for too many years, but I started playing guitar again, going out and annoying people in public. I mean, sort of about 12 years ago. Before that, I was as everybody does. I was at college. I was in a punk band. We were on the John Peel show, yeah, and all that crap. I had a record out. But I started playing guitar again and doing folk clubs and jazz clubs and blues clubs, and I started listening to people that I'd only heard of, like Son House and Robert Johnson and that. And I was about to buy myself a really nice guitar. I could actually afford it. I thought I'm going to buy myself a Martin or a Taylor or something like that. And then I realised all these old American blues players that I've been listening to, they had cheap, crappy guitars, whatever they could afford. Sears Roebuck, you know, so 25 cents down to 5 cents a month from the catalogue, like buying something from Argos, really. And so I started collecting and buying old, crappy American guitars, Harmonies and K's that were dirt cheap. Do them up, play them at folk club, and said, well, that sounds great. So I started buying and selling and doing up guitars, and then I discovered, through the wonder of the steam-powered interweb, cigar box guitars. This guy called Shane Spiel in the States had sort of found an article in some old magazine about how to make a banjo from a cigar box of a plank of wood. And I thought, well, that's the ultimate cheap guitar, something that you're going to throw away. So I played a little bit slide, and I made a guitar with no frets, 3 strings, open tuning, and by golly, it worked. So here we are. I've made this one 1000 and number 74, so we've made quite a few over the past few years. I've taught about 2,500 people how to play these things. But yeah, it was a really, it came out of the American plantations in the South, when the slaves had been dragged away from Africa with no possessions, but they had their music, so they would make music however they could, and that was a stick of wood put through something that would resonate, whether that was a gourd with a piece of cat skin on it, or a cigar box, or a box that got some whiskey in it. Tune it up, a bit like the banjo, and in fact the tuning on this is much more similar to the banjo than the guitar. It really has its roots in Africa, because all those African instruments are open tuned. The modern banjo, 5-string banjo with a peg halfway down, that's tuned in an open G. Your Japanese samishen, lots of Middle Eastern, Far Eastern musical instruments. Only 3 strings, open tuning. Okay, and that's the end of that. I'm doing a song. I got a song called that I learned from a guy called Kent Duchesne. Kent Duchesne took a old-time blues player called Johnny Shines out on the road back in the 60s. He's asleep in Johnny's in Kent's old Cadillac thing, and Johnny Shines used to knock around with a guy called Robert Johnson. So it's great that you have this contact with people, because Kent taught me this number, and Johnny Shines had taught Kent this number, and Johnny Shines had learned from Robert Johnson, so it's sort of like handshakes across the years, which is lovely. where the moon don't do nothing but make a damn fool of me. I'm blue, but I won't be blue always. That sun is gonna shine on my back door someday. Well, it's around about midnight, where my lamp is burning low. Got so many worries that I ain't seen in my life before. Trouble in my mind, I'm blue, but I won't be blue always. That sun is gonna shine on at my back door someday. I'm gonna lay my head on a lonesome railroad iron. Let that prime 90s special pacify my word mind. Rolling mine, Lord, I'm blue, but I won't be blue always. That sun gonna shine on